Hello and welcome to TFC. I'm Naveen. The journey of this business empire started with a young boy. Since childhood, he was fascinated by stock markets. At age 11, he purchased his first stock. At age 13, he worked as a paper delivery boy. He loved stocks so much that even in his high school yearbook, he called himself a future stockbroker. Who would have thought this young man would one day become one of the richest investors the world has ever seen? His name is Warren Buffett, probably the most successful investor in the world. His company now has grown so huge that it holds over $140 billion just in cash and short-term investments. This huge amount is more than the GDP of over 130 countries. Now let us take a journey and together witness Warren Buffett's and his company Berkshire Hathaway's investment and business empire. We will begin our journey by driving on the roads of United States. But which car we shall choose? Shall we choose a Chevrolet, a Buick, or the luxurious Cadillac? Whichever car we will choose, all of these are manufactured by General Motors, America's largest automobile manufacturer. Around 4% of General Motors is owned by Berkshire Hathaway. Now, as we are talking about cars, the second largest auto insurer in America is Geico, which is also owned by Berkshire. Moving ahead, let's visit a petrol pump, or as they say in America, a gas station. We are at a Chevron gas station, and 1.2% of this multinational energy company is also owned by the group. Moreover, Berkshire Hathaway also owns one of the world's leading alkaline battery producer, Duracell, America's largest builder of manufactured housing, Clayton Homes, the world's largest metalworking company, IMC Group, a recreational vehicles and commercial trucks manufacturer, Forest River, and also an electric power company, Pacific Corp. Talking about electricity, now let us visit the brightest city in the world, Las Vegas, a city with an array of luxury hotels, casinos, and dazzling lights. One of the biggest electricity companies to supply to Vegas and also to the entire state of Nevada is NV Energy, and yes, NV Energy is also owned by Berkshire. Moreover, the group also owns a diversified power company, Mid-American Energy, America's largest interstate natural gas pipeline project, multiple energy projects which include a 555 megawatt solar power plant in California and a 400 megawatt wind energy project in Nebraska. Now let's quickly travel to Canada and we will reach the scenic province of Alberta. Here, another group company of Berkshire, LIC, supplies electricity to about 85% of the population. Coming back to United States, we will reach the sunny Florida. Here the group owns their only broadcasting property, Local 10 cable channel in Miami. Moreover, the group owns press release distribution company, Business Wire, and also one of America's biggest wholesale supply chain service, McLean. As we have traveled a lot, let's take a short break and go for shopping. We can buy furniture from Jordan's Furniture or RC Willy, or we can buy luxury jewelry and expensive watches from Ben Bridge Jeweler or Borsheim's, or we can get running shoes from Brooks, or we can also visit the largest home furnishing store in North America, Nebraska Furniture Mart. All these companies have one thing in common. Yes, they are all owned by Berkshire. Moreover, the group also owns a kitchen tools brand, Pampered Chef, a kids clothing brand, a cowboy boots brand, Justin Boots, and yet another jewelry store chain, Helzberg Diamonds, and also owns the world's largest carpet manufacturer, Shaw Industries. While Berkshire's investments include around 6% stake in the life insurance company, Globe Life, and a 34% stake in kidney dialysis company, DaVita. Furthermore, the group also owns an over 100-year-old candy company, See's Candies, an insurance company, General Reinsurance, a specialty chemicals company, Lubrizol, and an aircraft and industrial parts maker, Precision. Okay, now let me ask you something. Are you feeling hungry? I am. So let us get a quick bite. We can visit the ice cream and fast food restaurant chain Dairy Queen, or we can have a PJ Fresh pizza at the truck stop chain Pilot Flying J. And yes, both these companies are also owned by Berkshire. As we are eating, let's open a bottle of Heinz ketchup, which is also the 5th largest food and beverage company in the world. Berkshire holds around 26% stake in its parent company, Kraft Heinz. Now, after having our lunch, we will travel to Los Angeles, and we are right now at the largest intermodal freight facility in North America, which is owned by BNSF Railway, North America's largest freight railroad network. BNSF Railway is also owned by Berkshire. Moreover, the group also owns a paints company, a brick company, America's largest residential real estate brokerage company, and also holds massive investments in major financial companies like Bank of America, American Express, US Bank, Bank of New York Mellon, and also the credit rating company Moody's. Now from America, let's reach the bustling Mexico. I'm feeling a bit thirsty, so let's have a Coke. As we are in Mexico, we will have the Mexican version of Coca-Cola, which is called as Mexicoke. Do you know Mexico is the second biggest market for Coca-Cola, as in a year an average Mexican drinks more than 700 cups of Coca-Cola. Speaking about Coca-Cola, Berkshire holds around 9% stake and is the largest shareholder of the company. Now from Mexico, let's catch an airline and travel to Europe. Speaking about airlines, earlier Berkshire was the largest shareholder of United Airlines and Delta Airlines, and also the top 3 shareholders of Southwest Airlines and American Airlines. But due to the impact of COVID on the airline industry, Warren Buffett sold most of his investments in 2020. We will now land in Portugal. This is the European headquarters of NetJets, the world's leading private jet company, which is also owned by Berkshire. Moving to Germany, here we will find the European headquarters of Fruit of the Loom, the multinational clothing and innerwear company owned by Berkshire. Now let's move to the United Kingdom, and we will reach the scenic countryside. Here the group's subsidiary Northern Power Grid provides electricity to around 4 million homes and businesses. Moreover, in 2012, Berkshire Hathaway used to own around 5% stake in Tesco, the popular supermarket. However, a few years later, when Warren Buffett sold this investment, he made a loss of $444 million. Yes, a loss. Even Warren Buffett fails sometimes. Now from Europe, let's travel to Asia and reach Philippines. Here the group operates a 150 megawatt power plant on the island of Luzon. Moving to Japan, Berkshire Hathaway has recently invested over $6 billion in Japan's 5 largest general trading companies, which includes Mitsui and also Japan's largest trading company, Mitsubishi Corp. While in India, Berkshire holds around 2% stake in Paytm, one of India's leading e-commerce payment system. While Coca-Cola India is the largest beverage company in the country, from India we will travel to China and reach outside the factory of BYD, the Chinese car company. Around 8% stake in BYD is owned by Berkshire. As we are now in China, do you know around 21% of Apple's total revenue is now generated from China? Apple is Berkshire Hathaway's biggest investment, valued at a whopping $113 billion, as Berkshire holds around 5% stake in Apple. Warren Buffett has not only created a gigantic empire, but he is also one of the biggest philanthropists in the world. He has till now donated over $37 billion to charity and has also pledged to donate 99% of all his wealth to philanthropy. Finally, we reach the end of our long journey as the sun begins to set on the horizon. Watching this mesmerizing sight, I am reminded of that young boy who used to deliver newspapers early in the morning. Who would have thought that one day his life will be transformed into this unbelievable story? In the end, all I can say is this is Warren Buffett's and Berkshire Hathaway's massive investment and business empire.